Welcome to the ChatBox, Coach. It's nice to have you here, and this is our season review, and we would like to get a lot of insight from how the season went with
Okay.
the team and the players and everything around the season. But to start with, I would like to also like to congratulate you on your trophy winning for the with the championship cup of
Thank
the
you.
creative championship. I
Thank
mean
you.
it's a big one. You won that in front of your friends, your family and the fans. And to start with, I think I should start with that. What was this like, for you doing this in front of the fans and your family?
It's an awesome feeling, actually winning a major trophy for the fans and doing it right in front of them was something special because, the support they gave us that day was key to us winning. Times during the game that we're not doing so well, their voices were so loud, to push the boys. And yes, my family was there, but my wife and my son was not right there with me. They followed online. I wish they were there in person, to take that picture with them. But hey, hopefully they'll be able to join me in the next trophy we'll be winning next season. Hopefully.
Hopefully. And we've spoken with the players, over the course of the season, and a lot of these players will always say the coach said something, some kind of inspirational words, some kind of motivational words. What is this about this one? Because I've actually said I think I might need a pep talk with the coach. What is it about these words you give to these players that makes them go all out?
It's a group of young guys, that I've known for some couple of years. Yes, some joined us just about few months or a year thereabout. But once you know them as individuals, not just as players, it's more than just what we do on the pitch. The relationship with these players is key, or was key to us being successful this season. So these are players I understand when they're in a good mood. I understand when they're not feeling too happy. So I know what to say, how to say it, when to say it. What works for player A might not work for player B. So it's just a general understanding of these players as individuals. So that made it a bit easy for us.
I mean, before we go ahead, coach, I would like us to digress back a bit to last year, 2020. This is a year of the pandemic. It's a very crazy year. What was the year for you? What was it? What was it like for you?
Well, it's a blessing in disguise if you ask me. Before the break, we had a squad with about 4 5 players that were willing to sign for the club, but because of the pandemic, players are not too patient. They left, and before the pandemic, it looked as if we had a very strong squad that would be able to compete. So in that realm, we missed out on about 4 5 players that would have added depth to it. But personally, it was time for me to go back to school. And during this period, I made the decision, to run some courses that are related to what I do. One of it was player intermediary course with Sport Business Institute of Barcelona. I also finished my first management course, and that's Masters in Football Business and Management, also with Sport Business Institute of Barcelona. Then one in coaching, Masters in High Performance Football with MBP School of Coaches Barcelona. So the break was good for me because I had time to go back to school and learn more about the industry, learn more about coaching, learn more about the business aspect of football. So for me, it's a win-win. The break was good for me personally because I was able to, grow my network globally and increase my knowledge of the game on the pitch and off the pitch.
Yeah, I would like to again say congratulations on your completion of these courses. I mean, we learn every day, and you've brought this knowledge, you've brought it back to the team, and use it to try and transform the team to what we are today. So talking about 2020 still, we had a lockdown situation, and immediately after the lockdown, things started easing up a little bit by bit in different sectors. As it has to do with football, what was it like returning to the pitch after about 8 months out?
Not playing football for 8 months. After some time, I got tired of staying indoor, not being able to go out. Even though all through the lockdown, I was doing courses online and just downstairs in my house. I was, doing some physical exercises to keep the body going. Not playing football for 8 months is too much. My
It's too
players were
much.
bored, were tired of just sitting at home. And the moment the government gave us the go ahead to get back to the pitch, it was like as if I won £1 million. I was so happy, and the boys were eager. I think the announcement was made over the weekend, and my players got just less than 2 hours notice from everywhere they are. Everybody was present on the first training. That's to tell you how tired of
I'm tired of the lockdown. It was
yeah
really a crazy moment.
tired,
It was really
and
a crazy moment.
we're glad. I'm just getting back to the pitch. I was just freestyling. The first week was just bonding again for us.
Yeah.
It was a good feeling after not playing for 8 months.
I mean, you mentioned like immediately after the lockdown was held up, in 72 hours, players rounded themselves up and they're back to the pitch. In the space of 7 8 months that they were out, how was the communication like between you and these players?
Well, we thank God for technology. I don't think we can survive. I wonder how people survived 50 years ago. The lockdown, we had Zoom meetings where we could see each other. We had our WhatsApp group that was active all through. And we were able to, with the help of our fitness coach, we were able to, give them things to do while they're at home to make sure they don't lose their fitness when we resume. And so the technology helped us a lot. The communication was constant. We're in touch with each other all through the lockdown. So we didn't miss each other much, like that. So I'll say kudos to those that created those platforms for us to be able to
Right.
engage each other.
So thank you to Instagram, WhatsApp,
Zoom,
Zoom,
yeah,
Facebook, Twitter,
and the
all the
likes,
rest.
yeah.
Okay, going forward, coach. Now the guys are back after a long time. We are supposed to be preparing now for the LO. But along the way, we just got the news. We're preparing for the Creative Championship. This is a new league, and I would like you to take us back to this situation. We don't know about this competition before. How out of nowhere it just came out. What was this competition? What was it all about?
Well, I would like to take us back to our 2018-2019 NADO season. We didn't do too well. We played about 10 games and we won just one. And the one we won it at our ninth match of the season. A game against Igomu, we won with a slim victory 1-0. And what that says on the player's CV is this: in a 10 calendar month, playing 10 competitive games is not enough. And we're about going into the NLO before the lockdown again, and not playing NLO for over a year was a really thing of concern for us as a club. And the Creative Championship, came into existence because we as a top-tier club, we needed more games, more competitive games for our players. And about 8 of us came together to form what we call the Creative Championship. So, and that happened again, was the lockdown. Without the lockdown, I don't think TCC
The
would
lockdown was
the
kind of a
lockdown,
blessing
yes,
for the team.
yes, the lockdown, gave the birth to that idea, and in 8 months, we're able to pull ourselves together to make it happen,
Yeah.
and that's how TCC came about.
Okay, and we're still staying with TCC. How would you rate our debut performance in this league? I mean, we finished fifth, but how would you rate our debut performance here?
For me, it's still an A. If you ask me, why do I rate us A? The essence of us participating at the TCC is to enable us, when it's time for the Nationwide League One, we'll be fully prepared. And if you look at it, that objective was met well because at the NLO we started a bit slow, but we ended the season on the high, and we even stood a chance of actually getting that playoff ticket up until the last game. So I'll say TCC did that for us. And at TCC, we finished fifth. That's just 7 points behind the actual winners. About 4 points behind second placed Valiant, 3 points behind third placed Dino, and Ijebu United and ourselves finished with 23 points each. So I won't say it's a bad season. It's an excellent season for us. We had some good moments all through the season,
Yeah.
and also at the cup game, we won the trophy without losing. So it's
Definitely.
still an A for me. It
Okay.
is.
Okay. It's an A for the creative championship by from your rating. And at the point we have to take a break and prepare for the National League One, which is the NLO. A win in this competition takes us for a ticket that could easily get us to the
Second tier.
second tier football.
Mhm.
Now, this is a competition we is actually one of the major competitions for us this season. But then again, we left Lagos to Ogun State. There is a lot of camping and everything. I would like you to just give us an insight to this season of our NLO. We finished third, but then I personally I felt the team did so well also. But I would like to also hear from you about this year's NLO.
No doubt, the Nationwide League One is our biggest tournament that we participate in because winning the tournament would actually take us to second tier, like you said, and that's the main objective at the beginning of the season. And due to the pandemic, we couldn't play in the regular home and away format, and we all had to camp in the city of Ijebu Ode while the games took place at Remo, Illusion Remo, yeah, Remo, the Ikene Remo, sorry, Ikene Remo. The games took place at Ikene Remo, but we camped at Ijebu Ode. And I would like to say a big thank you to the owner of Ijebu United, Mr. Lisa, for giving us their camp to use for the 1 month duration while we stayed there.
That's a nice gesture.
Yes, kudos to him and his management because they really made us feel at home while we were there for that duration. And also to the management of the Djibouti Stadium, I want to say a big thank you for giving us access to the pitch, using it all through without stress. You understand? The number of times we needed it, the gates were opened. And that's due to Mr. Lisa again making that possible for us. For me, it's a different feeling when we were together, like round the clock. Me and the players, we are all together. It was fun, we bonded well. Off the pitch, we had fun all through. And if I want to go to the games were for me, it's a step. We take it a step after the other. Like I said, the 2018-2019 NLO season was terrible. We couldn't get goals. I think all through the season maybe we scored 4 5 goals, and yes, we drew about 4 games, lost about 5. It wasn't good at all. Now going into this NLO season, whether we like it or not, we've improved as a squad that people expected us to win. And starting the first 2 games, we got a draw against Zenith Emperor, another draw against Magnet FC, then we lost against Destiny Boys the first 3 games. Those first 2 games felt like a loss because we've gotten to that stage in our career that people expect us to win because we now have a better squad than the 2019 season, and we were just not happy that we couldn't grind out the results. But after that loss, there's a thing about us when we go down. There's that saying when you hit the rock bottom, you can't go lower than that, and that was our rock bottom for us. And the loss against Destiny changed everything, and we knew our chances of getting that promotion was almost zero, and we knew that we had fans coming all the way from Dagada to Remo to watch our games, and for those few fans, we needed to give them something to smile about, and that changed our NLO season. We had that focus of trying to win all our remaining 5 games, which we almost achieved. We won 4 straight back-to-back wins and drew the last game against Igamu. So overall, I would say it's still an excellent season because up until that last game, we stood a chance of getting that ticket if Destiny Boys lost their last game against Brighton. So for me,
So
an
it,
excellent season.
it was an excellent season. Okay, let's talk about the squad. I mean, after the lockdown, the old players all resumed, and we knew that some new intakes also joined the team in preparation for the new season. So, what would you say about these new intakes that joined the team for the 2020 season?
Well, they are key players. If you look at Omolaja, Olawoyin Wasiu, Adele Marvelous, Tomisi Alashiri, those are four key signings. Eya Solomon, I can't forget our young player of the years. Those are five key signings. And if you look at our performance this season, they were very, how will I say, key to everything we did on the pitch. So I'd say in recruitment for the 2020-21 season, we did well. We did well. I'm proud of
So,
my squad. We did
kudos to
well.
the
We brought in
kudos
the
to the
right
technical team.
players. We brought in the right players that helped us deliver. So kudos to us for getting it right there.
All right, that's very fantastic. And still staying on the technical part of things, what for the season? I mean, in the course of the season, there are some technical and maybe tactical things that changed from your point of view. And would you like to shed more on this to us?
Okay, let's start with the formation we played all through the 2020-21 season. Remember, got into the 4th-tier league 2018, playing a 3-5-2 formation that was really really excellent. We didn't concede a goal through the league season. We won all of our games and we got promoted in Ibadan against Messiah. And going into the 2019 season, we stuck with that formation, and it was a different ball game at the NLO one. We couldn't win games. Like I said, we won just 1 in 10 games. So for us, when we did a review of the 2019 season, we knew, okay, the formation needs to be tweaked here and there. We need to bring in some key players. And for me, we switched to a 4-2-3-1. You understand? We switched to a 4-2-3-1. And at times we played 4-3-3. Mostly we played a 4-3-3. You understand? So for us, the formation was the first thing we changed, how we wanted to play, and looking for players that will fit into how we wanted to play was what we did. So formation, bringing the right players in, those are the key things we changed at the beginning of the season.
All right. And as we have it in life, we have our ups and downs, but no matter how down we have, we need to always pick ourselves up. And I think Bagada FC in this regard did this for themselves. And I mean, we couldn't have ended the season with a trophy if we can't bring ourselves back up. So, in your own view, coach, what would you say are your ups and downs in this season in the Flash?
Okay, like I said, it's an excellent season from all angles. I want to take it from it. We had an excellent season, so I'm trying to think of our low or my lowest moment. The first defeat for us was against Imperial, and Imperial was at the bottom of the league table then, and they came to our home and they beat us 2-1. We had a great game. We had an excellent game, but losing to Imperial that way in front of our few fans was not good. The other loss was against Remo the first leg 2-1, a decent game. But for me now, I think the lowest moment is the 4-1 trashing we got from Remo Stars at the second leg.
I mean, that was
That's like our biggest defeat in 2-3 seasons. Even at the NLO one that we didn't do well, we lost only by 1 goal margin. Except I think Collins Edwin won the last game 2-0. We never lost with 3 goal margin, let alone 4. So that means from 2018 till date, that was our biggest defeat in terms of competitive games. So losing 4-1 to Remo was the lowest of low, because if you look at that match, it was a match that was supposed to be played at Agege Stadium. The pitch was waterlogged due to heavy rain, and we had to decide to move the game to Remo's home ground, which players were not happy with, myself were not happy with, but we needed to do that to conclude the TCC league. Then having gotten there, losing that way, we it was a terrible game. There was no way to go about it. We
No way to
lost.
sugarcoat that.
There's no way to show. We lost the game in ways we couldn't even explain.
Yeah.
The 4-1 was massive, and they actually even lost a penalty, so it could have been 5-1 or more. You understand? It was a bad day, and coming back to Lagos after that match was not a fun experience. The team bus was bad. There was a heavy traffic. We didn't get home until like 2 a.m. in the morning, and we're all tired. And I think we took 2 days rest instead of our typical one day off. We took 2 days rest, so it was like the lowest moment for me throughout the season. Losing 4-1. I still play back, and I feel
I could understand.
and it's a game that I had my best 11 on the pitch, so there was no excuse why we should lose 4-1.
I mean, could, that's why it's football anyway.
Yeah,
That's why it's
so
football.
my peak, let me see. Um, I think my proudest moment is actually lifting the cup,
Interesting.
because up until that final day, losing to a team twice, they won us 2-1, 4-1, and yes, I'm online also, so I read reports, and everybody was saying it's going to be a walk.
Walk in the park for Remo.
Walk in the park for Remo. I read few pieces about the final, how people were saying Remo was going to do a double on us and actually lift the league cup and the actual cup in the league also. And for us to put up that kind of performance and to actually win it, that will be my proudest moment all through the season.
That's very understandable. And talking about your peak of the season, which is lifting this trophy. Let's talk about this championship cup. What will you say about the cup final? I mean, in terms of preparation, we are going to be playing a team that has won us twice. What does this cup final entail for you and your team?
Well, we won we qualified into the final before Remo did. They played their game, I think, a week after we did. Remo against, what's it called? Dino. Second leg, I think he headed goalless, but they did the job on the first leg by winning Dino 4-1. And for a team that has won us twice, it's not a mistake that they did. In the first game, the first loss against Remo 2-1 at the beginning of the season, it wasn't a game we're supposed to lose. We did well, and the penalty calls were questionable. You understand? The second penalty that gave them the win, for me, it's no how that's a penalty. If you look at the replay over and over, you see that it's the Remo player that kicked Omolaja, but the referee needed to make that decision within split seconds. So again, we can't really blame the referee for making it looks like a penalty, but it's not a penalty. So in that game, we had no business losing that game. The second time we lost to them, like I said, that's the lowest of the low. The defeat was massive. We had no answers to all of their questions, and again, we lost 4-1. But if you go back to that game, we scored first. We created some big chances ourselves. If we had converted it, maybe we wouldn't be saying that. So the moment we confirmed Remo as our opponent at the final, myself and my coaching crew, my assistants, and we watched both games closely again, and we saw what we did wrong, and we took our time to map out a way of playing them at the final to win the cup. For us, it's about winning, lifting the cup for us, because we understood what this will mean to our fans. They've been with us thick and they've been with us all through the season. So for us, mapping out a game plan to lift the cup was key, which we did. And another big thing was to convince the players that this is how we want to play, and this will win us the cup. It's totally different from how we played all through the season. And if you look at the 4-1 that we lost to them, it was simple. The Remo players are very mobile, and they make use of spaces in between our players. And because of how mobile they are, they get tired fast, and they made use of all their subs in both games. Five subs in the first half. They'll make use of about two subs. So we saw that okay, in as much as they play that way, they'll get tired. You understand? So for us, it's about bringing up a game plan to stop that. And what I did was simple. I needed to convince my players that this is how we play. We're not going to allow them have any space anywhere on the pitch. When I say anywhere, we're not planning to press them high. We allow them to start play, and we allow them bring the ball to us, and we stop them from playing. Not even
we just ready to suffer most of the game.
Yes.
And
Yes,
make use of our opportunities.
yes, and all through the preparations, I saw the player they begin to believe in that. It was difficult for them, and we worked on all of the scenarios that could happen. And on the final day, all of that did happen. Man marking. We had one player, Billy Amin. Kudos to Billy for playing that way at the final, because he was the when you man mark that way, there's going to be a chance for their center back to push the ball forward to try and create that overload, which they couldn't get. We knew that, and we prepared for that. So on that day, when they're trying to use the center back to create that overload, Billy was there to stop him. So everything we planned for worked. Lucky us, fortunately for us, we got the desired result.
That's a fantastic coaching and tactical prowess you displayed with your team there. So, coach, let's do this. In this course of the season, what team would you say is your toughest opponent so far this season?
Well, in terms of preparations, because there's a way I view teams when we want to play them. I think for me, Valiant will be. I have a top three. Allow me to do my top three. You understand the teams I played against. I felt I went extra mile to try and get something of them. In third, I'll put Remo. Remo is the third toughest team I played this season, and the second is Bumaru, FC Bumaru. FC Bumaru, they have a very good attacking side, and at the other NLO season we met twice. It was 1-1-1-1, but this time around we were able to beat them, and we won the game 1-0. They're the second toughest team I played, and the first one for me should be Valiant. And you asked me why Valiant. In terms of preparing for them, I prepare for the team and I prepare for individuals. I think Valiant, out of all the teams we played, Valiant is the only team that I took out time to create solutions to marking a player, and that's Akinshola Tunde Jimo. The guy is so good. I'm looking for who to compare him to. He's so good that you can't predict where he's going to go. He can go down the line, he can come in, he can shoot it. He's just all in all.
Very trickish player there.
Yes, so when I prepare against Valiant, aside the way the team wants to stop them, we go an extra mile to prepare on how to stop Tunde. When you're playing against Valiant, the goals will definitely come from Tunde and Lukman Ibrahim. And Lukman Ibrahim scored 18 goals. Yes, it's good, but if you cut out the supply, which is from Tunde, then Lukman will have nothing to score. So playing against Valiant, the key thing was stopping Tunde from playing. And if you look at it, we played them 4 times. We won twice, and we drew 2 times. And if you look at it, in the 4 games, Valiant was able to score only twice from the spots. And that was because we denied Ibrahim from getting anything, because his supply was coming from Tunde. And what we did was simple, put 2 players on Tunde. It is what it is. If he goes down the line, Martins will stop that. If he tries to come in, Omolaja was there. So for me, Valiant, preparing for Valiant, they are my toughest opponent for the 2021 season.
Okay, and in the same sense, what is your best game this season? What was your best game?
Best game this season. My best game this season. Some people might disagree, but winning Dino Sports Club 3-1 at the last game of the TCC was too easy. Sorry to say that. Dino is a very strong team. We played goalless in the first leg, and Dino, they're a team that they could beat anybody in the league. And at that final day, they stand a good chance of winning the league if they beat us and Remo drops points. And it's my best game because from the beginning of the whistle to the end of the whistle, we controlled it. It was a comfortable victory for me, and my captain got the brace. And in as much as the objective of that game was to keep a clean sheet for our goalkeeper to win it outrightly, we still didn't keep a clean sheet. But for me, I think that's the burst win that I didn't sweat at. When I say I didn't sweat at all, maybe because there was nothing at stake
Okay.
for us. A win wouldn't take us, but it was a game I enjoyed and actually won easily. So for me, that would be my burst win.
Okay. And if you were to change something coming from the last season and you know put it different way, what would that be? In what situation?
Hmm. I think I have to take a fall for some of the games. The loss against Destiny, I'll take a fall. It was all my fault. But you learn on the job. The previous game before Destiny Boys at the NLO, we didn't play too well. We were leading Maggie 1-0 up until 9 minutes, I think 88 minutes. And they equalized in a way that I found it hard that my team would concede that way. And that was because Adekunle Biliami dozed off split seconds and that led to the goal. And in that heat of the moment, I made a decision that he wasn't fighting enough for the team and I dropped him from the squad. I think if I'm to play back, I wouldn't have dropped Billy from that match against Destiny. If I left Adekunle Biliamin on the pitch,
Yeah.
Destiny would have won us.
Well, we learn every day, and also on the job, we still learn on the job. So
Yeah.
these things happen.
Mm.
So wonderful. It's been wonderful speaking with you, Coach. But before we go, I would like you to say something to the fans. I mean, these fans they came all out during our cup final, and to leave the cup in front of them after being out for about 1 year, for them coming to the stands to cheer us. I mean, he has to mean something to you personally also. So I would like you to say one or two things to them.
Um, football without the fans is not football. You could see, you could feel the energy that day. And I give it back to the fans. Our hashtag for the final was what for the fans because we won this cup for them. Without them that day, I'm sure Remo felt what it means to play away from home that day because the fans were loud all through. From the beginning, even when during the game we're not doing too well, their voices were loud and they kept on pushing and pushing and. Without them, maybe it might have been a bit difficult, but with them as our 12th man, he made the game a bit easy for us. And yes, for the fans, thank you for the support all through the 2021 season. Thank you for bringing this home, and I'd say let's do it again next season.
All right, and that will be a wrap for us this season. I mean, we'll go back and regroup and take the 2021-22 season with storm, and hopefully we get to the second tier of Nigerian football
That's right. Yeah.
from this hand. But before we go, Coach, where is your holiday destination?
Wow. Well, my destination would have been the UK easily, but at the moment, I'll be spending it with my family right here in Lagos, Nigeria.
All right. So have a very lovely holiday with your family, and we hope to see you energized and with more zeal with the theme for next season. So
Definitely.
from here, I would say peace out. Thank you again for sitting on our couch. Have
Thank
a lovely
you.
day,
Thank
Coach.
you for having me.
Peace out.
Yeah.